You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. In the news, Senate reps resumption. Crisis looms as corruption allegation rocks National Assembly management. The National Assembly chapter of PASAN had, in a circular dated 3rd October 2025, accused the clerk of laundering money belonging to the association. The circular was signed by the trio of Comrade Chris Mark Odo, Comrade Yusuf Mohammed Abiola, and Comrade Chinenye Peace Ndu, and addressed to the clerk, with copies to the Director, Department of State Security (DSS), and the Divisional Police Officer (DPO), both in the National Assembly. He alleged that the clerk, working together with the ousted executive, had laundered funds belonging to PASAN through the chapter's NAS bank account and was bent on covering his track by protecting the ousted ESCO in order not to go down with the Sunday Sabi-led ESCO, who boasted that "if I go down, you all go down." If it further expressed sadness at Mr. Ogunlana's actions, stating that it amounted to interference, meddlesome, and infringement on our fundamental rights and are totally unacceptable to us as workers under a trade union. Other infractions it accused the clerk of the other infraction it accused the clerk of include refusals to correct alleged fraudulent short payments of members' salaries and allowances, refusal to remit statutory deductions from taxes and contributory pensions and National Housing Fund (NHF). Passan also stated that the Ogunlana-led National Assembly management diverted funds for members' training and retraining, refused the full implementation of Consolidated Legislative Salary Structure (CONLES), payment of outstanding 50% CONLES, among several other infractions. According to the workers' body, the clerk has since deployed intimidation, harassment, and victimization tactics to silence members of staff ahead of Tuesday's planned picketing of the National Assembly to draw the attention of the Senator Godswill Akpabio-led 10th Assembly to the matter. It also revealed that management has resorted to threats and moves to query and suspend some of our members for their active and rightful participation in union activities over their insistence on rule-driven person. With respect to the call for presentation of audited accounts of the chapter to the Congress as stipulated by PASAN Constitution 2015. The circular also accused the clerk of plans to impose an illegal executive on the association. However, another circular obtained by the Daily Independent newspaper, which signature read Comrade Sunday Sabiyi, Chairman, Passan, and which appears to be in response to the move to picket the assembly, dissociated the union from the looming industrial action. It distanced the union from the picketing or protest that is purportedly being planned, as published on a WhatsApp platform named NAS Forum. When we would like to make it clear that PASAN, as the only registered and legitimate staff union in the National Assembly, is not in any way involved in the organization of these protests. It continued, "We have received information that the group of individuals plan to picket or protest within the National Assembly complex, raising issues that they claim have not been addressed by the management. We would like to state that the issues in question have been substantially complied with by the management of the National Assembly. In addition, PASAN has set up a committee to look into the grey areas and present a report for further action. This committee is actively discussing with the management to resolve any outstanding issues. Therefore, we strongly advise all PASAN members to remain on their duty posts and go about their legitimate business within the complex. We do not support or condone any form of protest or picketing that disrupt the functioning of the National Assembly." such that actions only serve to create a negative image of our esteemed institution and hinder the smooth operation of our duties. We trust that the National Assembly management will take necessary measures to investigate and ensure that the protest and picketing by the so-called concerned SART group is not allowed to take place within the premises of the National Assembly complex. We also urge the management to communicate this message to all staff members, emphasizing the need to uphold the dignity and professionalism of our institution. He said, "Thank you for your attention to this matter. We remain committed to working with the National Assembly management to address any concerns and challenges posed by our members." Well, this is like an internal crisis by person, happening within the National Assembly chapter of person. That's the name for their association. And if adventure they have an issue, I think before they will now have to resolve into civil disobedience like picketing or protest, they should be able to have sat down and do some discussion inwardly, because it's not the right thing, especially for the hallowed, assembly to be experiencing such a thing. I think that it's not good for them to wash their dirty linen outside. Of course, if there is any allegation against the clerk of the assembly, he should be able to come forward and then, resolve the situation. He is holding a very important, position because of the National Assembly. So he doesn't need to have any stain, as it were, in his clothing as it is now. And if the so-called the aggrieved group or concerned group had written to the police and the DSS, I think they should allow those people to get their job done instead of trying to use the instrument of the association like picketing to stop the activities within the National Assembly, maybe for 1 or 2 days, who knows. But they should allow the law enforcement agent to wade in and do their job. And if by adventure the allegation level against the clerk and his cohorts are positive, then they will be charged to court and they will be able to refund the money back to the coffers of the association. And those who happen to have been owed their 50% con less, well, whatever, they will be able to collect their money as it is. But be it as it may, I think there is need for them to return to the table. As the National Assembly is calling them, let them sit down again and look at the situation together, and whoever's is guilty should face the full wrath of the law, and then let the whole thing, the real business, continue within the assembly complex. Keep liking our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us your thumbs up and make sure you share. Thank you.